Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita chapter 1. We'll just read the verse 1.27 because our first reason that Arjuna gives, reason is starts from 1.27. Okay, let's read the verse.
Tan samikshya sa kaunteya sarvan bandhunavartitan kripaya parayavisto visitanidam abravet.
1.27. So the translation, who wants to read the translation once? Read
When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus.
Yeah, so this verse, Arjuna is full of compassion. Why is he full of compassion?
After he is seeing his relatives and
because he has this material attachment, right? Bodily attachment to all the relatives that he's seeing. The grandsire is there, then his brothers are there, all his relatives are there, everybody that he knows from the very beginning of this particular life, everyone is present, and now just by looking at them he's shivering and he's forgetting his duty as a Kshatriya. What is the duty of a Kshatriya? To fight. Yeah, that is the most important duty of the Kshatriya, but he is willing to forget his duty also just because he's come under this illusion of material attachment, of bodily attachment. Okay, he's thinking that this is his duty, to not fight, because he doesn't want to do violence. So Krishna, so we have to also understand that because Arjuna is such a great devotee of the Lord, can he be illusioned? No, he's been put under illusion. Why Arjuna has been put into illusion? Because it is an arrangement of the Lord. Lord wants to teach us a lesson, because we are under material illusion all the time. So what he does, sometimes he has to put his pure devotee into illusion so that he can teach us conditioned souls. We are conditioned souls, so that we can learn some lessons. It is, Prabhupada gives a very good example of a daughter-in-law and mother-in-law, which I spoke last time also. Suppose guests come to the house and the daughter-in-law is put so much amount of sabzi in the middle, and she has put little amount of rice. So the mother-in-law will call out to the daughter and say, "Hey daughter, don't you know that rice has to be more and the sabzi has to be less in proportion to the rice, isn't it?" So in that way, when the mother-in-law is scolding the daughter, she's indirectly teaching the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law realizes her mistake. Similarly, because Arjun is a pure devotee of the Lord has a good relationship with him. The relationship between a devotee and the Lord has blossomed, and our relationship at present has not blossomed with the Lord. So Krishna is actually calling Arjun a fool, but he's not actually calling Arjun a fool. He's actually calling us a fool, that we have to understand what is our real duty. We had spoken about two duties. What were the names of the two duties we had spoken about?
Conditional duty and constitutional duty.
Yeah. So what is our conditional duty and what is our constitutional duty, right? So our constitutional duty is that
To serve Krishna.
Yeah, because we are
Go to school, study.
Whatever body we have got, accordingly,
Yeah,
whatever position.
according to our place and circumstances, according to the material condition that we are at present, like you all are students, I am a grahastha. So whatever is my material duty, that is my conditional duty. And what is my parodharma? Parodharma is that what is my constitutional duty? My constitutional duty is to serve the Lord and please the Lord. Okay. So now we come to 1.28. Can we read 1.28 now?
चलो साथ में करेंगे. Arjuna vacha
Arjuna vacha drishtayevam swajanam Krishna yuyutsam samupashitam sadhanti mamagatrani mukham cha parishashiti. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying out.
Yeah. So he's Arjun is giving the first reason that he will not fight, and the first reason is
Compassion on bodily.
yes,
platform.
compassion on bodily platform, not on spiritual platform. How can I kill these people? Because these are my people. Okay, so there is an attachment to his body. Today I have this body, so today I have some these friends. Okay, these are my parents, these are my friends, these are my relatives. But when I change this body, in my next body, all my relations will change. But Arjun is thinking this is his permanent position, and he's thinking, okay, these are my relatives, so he's getting more and more attached, bodily attached with these people. And why is he thinking? Now, on the other hand, what is Duryodhan thinking? Is Duryodhan thinking the same way? Let me not fight. Why should I fight, unnecessarily? For me, there's going to be so much bloodshed. Is Duryodhan thinking like that? He should also think like that, isn't it?
He is so jealous of the Pandavas, envious.
Yes, he's envious and he has too much greed for money, right? Too much greed for wealth and for the kingdom. So he's not thinking like that, because this is the difference between Arjun and Duryodhan. Arjun is a devotee, so devotees have godly qualities, and one of the godly qualities is that they are very soft-hearted, they are very kind. Whereas Duryodhan, he has great education, he's born in an aristocratic family, but he doesn't have those godly qualities of being sweet and soft hearted and kind hearted. He wants money, money, money all the time, right? Money is honey for him. But on the other hand, Arjun, because he's a devotee of the Lord, he does not consider money more important than relationships, right? So he's willing to go to the forest and he's willing to become an ascetic, but he doesn't want to have bloodshed. Okay, and he's also giving lot of arguments to Krishna, and very logical arguments. If somebody reads Bhagavad Gita only till here and doesn't read the entire Bhagavad Gita, that person will actually support Arjun, because he has real solid logical arguments. What is his argument? His argument is, there are two shastras. There is Dharma Shastra and there is Artha Shastra. So he's saying that according to one Shastra, killing your own relatives is not a good thing. Okay, it will come a little later. I'll explain it.
Arthashastra.
Yeah, Artha Shastra says that it is not a good thing to kill one's own relatives, even if they are sinners. Okay, so he's giving these logics to Krishna, and the most important logic, he says that violence is not as good as non-violence. I mean, it's better to be non-violent rather be violent, isn't it? Everybody, even Mahatma Gandhi, one kind of 1 hour independence. Martin Luther King also copied Mahatma Gandhi and won independence, against the slavery in US, right? Through this non-violence movement, okay, non-cooperation. Mahatma Gandhi का आपने, you will read it in history later.
I am reading it.
Yeah.
अभी नहीं आया, लेकिन अभी मेंशन कर रहे हैं, तो मुझे लग रहा है आप रिलेट कर पा रहे हो कि नहीं कर पा रहे हो,
Okay,
इसलिए मैं
so
पूछ रही हूँ।
Mahatma Gandhi, when so he said, he told the citizens that we will not raise any weapon against the Britishers. Okay, so he said we will fight them with non-violence, by non-cooperating with them. So that movement was called non-cooperation movement. We will make our own products, like we will make our own salt, we will make our own cloth, khadi cloth, so that
sea salt introduced.
yes, so that we don't have to buy the products from Britain. And these Britishers, they are actually cultivating cotton fields in India, growing that cotton in India, then they are making the cloth in America and selling it back to Indians with huge profits. So it is actually we are spoiling our own economy by buying that British cloth, right? So we will produce our own cloth. So these were 2, 3, 4, 5 things that Mahatma Gandhi came up with, saying that we will not cooperate with them, but we will not raise a weapon and kill them the way they are killing us. Okay, Similarly, Martin Luther King also, he was a black American and he got lot of inspiration from Mahatma Gandhi. He did the same thing, and that's how he fought slavery. You know, slavery in America was prevalent. So, but he didn't. He also, he kind of there's one you know, it's called the march. He gave a big lecture to lakhs and lakhs of people how they can fight against the Americans, against the Britishers, without raising the weapon, through non-violent movements. So here Arjuna is also saying the same logic, that he doesn't want violence. You know, violence is not good. It is not a compassionate thing to do. So he's saying, what's the big deal? I'll go to the forest with my 5 brothers. We can live happily, because he's a devotee. A devotee can live happily wherever he is. Even if he's in a hellish condition, a devotee is always happy because he is always with Krishna, right? So,
but in that way, he will not fulfill his Kshatriya duties.
Yes. So he's getting totally bewildered. In this verse, he's totally bewildered, and because of his bewilderment, there are 2-3 signs that we see. First sign is that his body is, what is happening to his body?
Quivering.
Yes, and mouth is
Drying up.
and yes, these are the 2 symptoms which Arjuna is it is showing on his external body features, and he doesn't want to fight. Okay, but these bodily symptoms that we can see in Arjuna is actually, they get manifested in 2 ways. Number one is when you are in spiritual ecstasy, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he was in spiritual ecstasy, then he would also have these signs, right? He would also have these symptoms. But here, that's not the case. Arjuna is not in spiritual ecstasy. He is actually in fear. Yes, and he has this material conception of life, as Mataji said, and he also has fear. He doesn't want to kill his relatives. Okay? We can go to the next one now.
29.
यहाँ पे 4 वो दे रखे हैं symptoms.
Yeah, read those 4 symptoms. I think the third one is hair standing on end, maybe. Just read the 4 symptoms.
My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning.
Yes, my skin is burning. The 4th one is my skin is burning. Okay? But we know that this is not spiritual ecstasy, this is material conception of life. Okay? Next, let's go to 30 now.
I'm now unable to stand here any longer. I'm forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune. Oh Krishna, killer of the Keshi demon.
Yes.
कैसे mention किया? चलो बताओ.
So now here in this verse, Arjuna has absolutely made up his mind. Why? Because of false compassion. This is not true compassion. Last time we had discussed what is true compassion and what is false compassion. Today I am wearing this shirt. Okay? For example, I am wearing this shirt. So will I have any compassion for this shirt, or I'll have compassion for the soul? This shirt, if I hang this shirt, suppose, if I hang this shirt will still have 2 hands, okay? But this is not me. This is not my real self, right? My real self is the soul. So, as I told you, a drowning man, if we want to save that person, will we save the shirt of that drowning man and we will say, okay, we've saved that man? Or will we actually save that person who has the soul? And then we can say, okay, we have saved that person. We have to save the soul of the person. So Arjuna is not trying to talk about the soul. He's trying to talk about the bodies of those people. And he's having this false compassion for the material body of his relatives. And he's fearing that they are going to lose their lives. So he has fear of loss of life for his relatives. Okay. But as we spoke just now, that what is the real dharma of a Kshatriya? To fight. So here he's not doing his dharma, right? And he's becoming weak minded. Slowly and slowly his Gandhi, his bow, and his bow is also leaving his hand, it's slipping from his hand. He's becoming weak minded and he doesn't want to fight the battle. Basically he's losing his guts to fight the battle, and he's developing fear. Okay, so if we take the example of a doctor, okay, like Chaitanya Priya, when she was young, she had to get the injection of typhoid, and she was in fear. But if the doctor also is holding the injection and he's fearful, oh my god, if I pierce the child with this injection, the child will feel a lot of pain. So is that the dharma of the doctor?
No.
So then what did the doctor do? He called the nurse. The nurse held you tightly while I was making you watch Peppa Pig, and then the injection. Then the doctor did his dharma. He gave the injection which had to be rightly given to her, so that she does not counteract that disease, that particular disease. Okay, okay. So a doctor has to give injection, otherwise the child might even counter that disease or might even die because of high fever or whatever is the case, right? Similarly, a doctor, if he has to do the surgery, sometimes you have to cut a part of that particular person so that the person can live long, right? So if the doctor says, okay, no, yeah, for cancer or for some serious disease, you sometimes
remove your leg or something.
Yeah, sometimes
has to be removed.
Yes. So then you have to remove that part of the body so that the person lives, right? So if the doctor says, no, I'm not going to do that, so that is not his dharma. What is the dharma of the salt? It is salty. Similarly, a dharma of a Kshatriya is that the Kshatriya has to fight the battle, because that is his Varna Ashram dharma, right?
Otherwise, Duryodhana will keep on ruling, and what will he do with the kingdom? He will just destroy, or he will just not, the kingdom, the citizens will not be happy if he keeps on ruling.
Yes.
So he has to. तो यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छी स्टेटमेंट है पर्पट में, देखो प्रभुपाद का.
रावण बन जाएगा थोड़े दिनों.
When a man sees only frustration in his expectations, तो यहाँ पर क्या expectations हो रही हैं अर्जुन की कि सब मर जाएंगे, मेरे रिलेटिव्स मर जाएंगे. So he thinks, why am I here? वो बोलता है मैं क्यों हूँ यहाँ पर? Everybody is interested in himself and self or own welfare. मतलब अपना selfishness है ये, own welfare के बारे में. No one is interested in the supreme self. We have to see what is the supreme will. We cannot be selfish. तो यहीं पर अर्जुन को कृष्ण यही समझाना चाहेंगे अभी आगे. अभी तो अर्जुन is speaking.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
So similarly, people on the adharma side, like Duryodhana is on the adharma side. If he is not defeated, then everybody else, and including Duryodhana, will all go to hell, right? Because if you have a adharmic king, the citizens will also go to hell. But if you have a dharmic king, like for example we had Janak Maharaj, then we had Dashrath Maharaj, and we also had Bharat Maharaj, and we had that Durvasa Muni's episode happened with Amrish Maharaj. So if you read Bhagavatam, you'll get to know that Amrish Maharaj was such a dharmic king that at the end of his life, he took all his citizens back with him, back to Godhead. So that is called a dharmic king. And Yudhishthir Maharaj is that kind of a king who can actually uplift the citizens and take them back to Godhead, right? So we need those kind of kings, and not kings like Duryodhana who insulted the wife of the other person in front of the entire assembly. So if this kind of a behavior is encouraged, then you can understand what will happen to the entire kingdom if people start following a king who does that in front of all the Kurus and in front of the entire assembly. So these kind of people should not be made the king according to Krishna. Okay?
तो अभी हमारा compassion वाला point cover हो गया है ना?
Yes, Mataji.
Now we are moving on.
Compassion for them.
compassion. Yes.
यहाँ पे
He was compassionate. ना?
एक यहाँ पे पॉइंट लिखा हुआ है enjoyment.
हाँ, वो next
मेरे को
शुरू हो
समझ
गया.
नहीं आया उसका मतलब क्या है.
एंजॉयमेंट
Exactly,
32 से
32
1.32 से शुरू करेंगे. अभी हम कंपैशन पे हैं. सो नाउ विल गो टू 1.31.
उसके start हो जाएगा.
हाँ 1.31 से शुरू करेंगे.
I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle. Nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom or happiness.
Yeah.
तो यहाँ पे अर्जुन बोल रहे हैं ना.
So Arjun is saying that I can't enjoy kingdom at the cost of killing my relatives. How can I enjoy? Suppose today I get a trophy, okay, in reading or in doing some math problems or something. I get a trophy, I win a competition. And if I keep all my trophies hidden in the washroom, then who will know that I ever won a trophy if I don't show it off? If my friends come home, I show my trophies, see I got this globe trophy, I got this as the best reader trophy at the age of 8 or 7.
Reader, the reading competitions or fast reading.
Reading many books in 1 month, 30 books in 1 month. If I get a trophy of reading 30 books in 1 month, and anyways, any kind of competition, but I keep hiding that, I don't show it, I won't feel any enjoyment. I won't feel that you feel like sharing your achievements, isn't it? So Arjun is saying,
so Arjuna is kind of one that show off person.
no,
That
but
is
if
what he's showing, that how will I enjoy the kingdom? If I even get the kingdom, if I will not be able to show it off to anybody.
and
then
this
what
is
will
this
happen? There
he's
will be no
not talking
enjoyment.
about a
Certainly.
small kingdom. He's talking about Bharat Varsh, which is the entire world. Today, when you look at the globe, he's the ruler of the entire globe. Because when Yudhishthir Maharaj won the battle of Kurukshetra, he divided the entire earth between his 4 brothers. So they were the ruler of the entire world. Can you imagine? That is something, even if you want to hide that, you can't hide. You have to. It is a showy thing. Suppose you become the king of the entire world, isn't it a showy thing? A small Arab in one small country called Saudi Arabia, if he's the richest man, suppose, such a big showy thing. Imagine if you are the controller, if you are the king, if you have the kingdom of the entire world, it is a big thing, right? We are not talking about a small kingdom in a small place in the world. We are talking about the entire world, so it's a big achievement. And he's saying, but everybody will die. Everyone whom I want to show off, all my relatives will be not there. So then, what's the fun? Like if someone tells you,
Bhishma support the Kauravas. He knows
everything, but
Krishna is
because he
about
took a vow. The main reason was that he took a vow that he will never leave Kauravas. And the main reason, second reason was, Krishna wanted him to play that pastime, that even if he is a great warrior, whatever he is, if he is against Krishna, he will die. That was the main reason, that the lesson that I taught from Bhishma's storyline. Right, Mataji?
yes,
तो भीष्म का यही रोल था कि that if he is against Krishna, whatever power he has, whatever he is holding, he will be destroyed at the end of it. And the thing was that he took a vow that he will never leave Kauravas.
and moreover, Krishna comes with his entire entourage. अब उसमें अगर नेगेटिव रोल किसी का नहीं होगा, तो who will you fight against with? है ना? So we should see Bhishma as a very, very big devotee of the Lord.
When we get a chance to read Bhagavatam, like what Bhishma Dev's prayers were at the end, so we will get to know.
Bhishma आती है भागवतम में.
First
Canto 1 में, chapter 2 में.
First canto में आ जाता है.
So he's saying Kshatriya, Krishna is saying that a Kshatriya, if he dies in the battle also, he goes to heaven. So why are you worried that you will not be victorious? If you die in the battlefield, suppose Arjun dies in the battlefield. He was about to die when Bhishma was attacking him with arrows. That's why Krishna stood up and he took the wheel of the chariot and he wanted to fight against Bhishma, because if Krishna doesn't Krishna wouldn't have come in between Bhishma and Arjuna. Bhishma was fully capable of injuring Arjun. So if even if he dies, even if suppose let's say Arjun dies in the battlefield, still there is no loss because he goes to the heavenly planets. And if he doesn't die,
कृष्णा के पास ही नहीं जाएंगे.
हाँ कृष्णा के पास जाएंगे, लेकिन जो
अगर
लोग
क्षत्रिय है और बैटलफील्ड में मर जाते हैं तो उनका जो एंड होता है वो हेवनली प्लैनेट्स होता है. इफ ही डाइज, मतलब इफ he is not a devotee, not doing anything else,
yes,
then the result
like
is this.
these people who are fighting for our country, they say na ki when a soldier dies, he gets a param chakra, paramveer chakra, and they say na that he has definitely gone to a better place, a higher planetary system, a higher planet, right? That is Swargalok. So because he fought for his country selflessly, okay. And if he doesn't die, then he will all the more be happy because he'll be able to rule the entire world. So both the ways,
He
it's
won't
why?
He won't be able to rule the entire world, that soldier.
No, we are talking about Arjun here.
Arjun.
We are talking about Arjun will be able to rule, na, along with his brothers, Yudhishthir Maharaj.
But then what will happen to the soldiers who are fighting on Arjun's side?
They'll also be, if they are alive, then they will also enjoy the kingdom with him, right? Okay. So, and if so both the ways there's a win-win situation, isn't it? And but what is Arjun saying? I am not willing to fight. So suppose if I don't feel hungry, then I am not willing to cook, right? That's the analogy. अगर मुझे भूखी नहीं है तो I will not cook. उसको अभी fight नहीं करना है. He doesn't want to fight. Okay. So
Enjoy. He is not seeing the enjoyment coming, so he doesn't want to fight.
Yes. So there are three examples how we serve a plural subordinate, how a singular person, serves how plural people, as in many people, how they serve a singular person. Like for example, when we go to school, we serve the principal because we have to give exams and everything. So what do we get instead? We get a degree, we get good marks, then we get a job, okay? Then we get all these facilities, right? When you serve your school, your principal, your teachers, you get all these things. You get a degree, you get a job, you get betterment in your life, okay? Similarly, when you work in a company, you serve the CEO. So what do you get? You get facilities, you get perks, right? So if we serve one singular person, that is the Lord, what do we get? Here we are serving all these people, okay? In school life, we serve our principal, we serve our teachers. Then we grow up, we serve the CEO or the boss of the company. So what happens when we serve the Supreme Personality? What do we get? Here we are getting perks and degrees and good job and money. What do we get when we serve the Supreme Lord? What do we get? Why are we doing it?
Krishna is everything combined.
Yes.
He can give us jobs, he can give us good marks, he can give us degrees.
He gives us eternal happiness, which we are not getting out of these things. He gives us nourishment for our soul and he gives us eternal happiness. So this is our parodharma. This is our main dharma that we should do, along with our occupational duties that we have, studying and all that. Now we'll go to the next one, 32 to 35.
Read guide.
Yes.
O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? Okay. O Madhusudan, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them even in the exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will be derived from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? So?
Yeah. So Krishna is being addressed as Govinda over here. So Govinda means what? Govinda means what? One
means
Protector of cows.
yes.
one of that is
And
this, another
and
meaning
any
is
other meaning of Govinda? Go means what?
Cows.
And
go. And another meaning of go, Goswami.
Controller of all senses.
Yes.
Pleasure giving.
yes.
He's giving pleasure to
Yes.
all the senses.
So-
Govinda.
Arjun is actually being sarcastic over here. He is telling Krishna that you are Govinda. You give pleasure to senses. You give pleasure to everyone's senses, right? But here you are asking me to kill these people who are my relatives. Will this give me any pleasure to my senses? When you're killing your relatives, does that make you happy? That's not going to give you pleasure, right? So why are you asking me to displease my senses by killing, by fighting this war? When you are the pleasure, you give pleasure to everyone's senses. Why are you making me do this? So he is being sarcastic to Krishna. And here Prabhupada also, as Mataji mentioned in the earlier purport, we are all going to God to satisfy our own senses. Have we ever thought that we should actually satisfy Krishna's senses? That is a devotee. A devotee thinks like that, how to satisfy
Krishna.
Krishna's senses instead of Krishna should satisfy my senses all the time. Isn't it? But here Arjuna is talking on the other way. He's saying, please, Govinda, please satisfy my senses by not letting me fight this ghastly war. Got it? Then another time he mentions Janardhana. Isn't it?
Madhusudana.
Madhusudana.
Is second and third is Janardana.
Yeah. So then he's saying, Jana means living entities. Janardhana means maintainer. Maintainer of living entities. He's saying, you are Vishnu. Basically, Vishnu maintains, right? So you are telling me to kill these living entities. On the other hand, you are actually the maintainer of living entities. Then why are you asking me to kill them? So again, he is being sarcastic, right?
Madhusudan के लिए भी similar reason है that he has killed the demon Madhu.
Yes, Madhusudan means he's killed the demon of Madhu. So Arjuna is saying, now please kill the demons of these dilemmas and these misunderstandings and these fears that are coming in my heart. Please kill my misunderstanding demon, my doubts that I am having. Please kill these doubts. Okay? So three addresses that he is giving to to Krishna is actually Govinda.
Madhusudana and Janardana.
Yes, we understood the meaning. How is he putting the meaning in the words? Okay. Now,
कितने verses का ये chapter?
46. 46.
Okay.
First chapter,
So here-
46 verse.
10 verses.
here, as Mataji was mentioning, Prabhupada writes in his purport, but Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, then automatically our own senses are satisfied. Okay? Now let's go to 36.
Another reason will start from here. Na?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the third reason? CE.
SDI.
What
S is for
S
what?
stands for?
S stands for sinful reaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Read.
Read 36.
Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how should we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Kinsmen, मतलब?
मतलब अपने family के लोग.
So here again he is saying what are the addresses that he is giving to Krishna?
What address has he given?
Madhava.
And Madhava, and then he Madhava.
Husband of the goddess of fortune का क्या होता है?
हाँ.
माधवा ही होता है.
So fortune. So Krishna is the husband of Mother Lakshmi. So wherever Mother Lakshmi is, there is fortune. So he's saying, Krishna, wherever you are, there is fortune. So why do you want me to do this
Sinful
misfortune? Why do you want me to conduct this act of misfortune, right? This is not going to get me any fortune. So that is the again a address that Arjuna is giving to Krishna, and he's used this word, I think in this one only, Mataji, in the verse atatai, isn't it? Atatai. So atatai, according to Manusmriti, there are 6 kinds of atatais. Okay?
Archetypes मतलब क्या पता है?
आता था ये मतलब हिंदी में भी
Aggressors.
Aggressors.
Aggressors, people who are very very they like to suppress you and like to do something which is like, you can call it bullying, in a very bad way, in a very it's very very
Trust. Suppressive.
yeah,
Frustrating.
it's much more than bullying, right? It's actually, it may lead to killing of that person also. They don't even look back, like they can also kill that person in their aggression, right?
So यहाँ पर ये explain कर रहे हैं कि these kind of people can be killed, then you do not get a sinful reaction. So that is what we will cover here. The 6 kinds of people. If we kill them, then there will be no sinful reaction.
You might write the 6 points, 6 kinds of aggressors. First is a person who feeds you poison. Person who feeds you poison is the first kind of aggressor. So did this happen? Did the Kauravas do this with the Pandavas?
ऐसा हुआ था कुछ example?
Did they give Bhima a poison cake?
खीर में
हाँ, खीर या poison cake जो भी दिया था. तो हम सिर्फ ये देखेंगे, we will try to see whether they do these things with the Pandavas or not. And you give me the examples, how they did it, where they did it, okay? So the first aggressor is someone who feeds poison, okay? Then number 2 is someone who sets fire to your house.
ऐसा हुआ था क्या?
हाँ.
What did they do?
They went for a holiday in a molten palace, and then पीछे से a spy came and bought their house.
And that spy was sent by?
नहीं spy नहीं करा था, they themselves.
Yeah, so whatever it is, either they got it done from somebody or they did it themselves. But the thing is that
Special
they
name है ना इस लीला का? What is the name? What that?
look, it starts with
L.
L.
Lot.
क्या था उस?
Lakshagraha, is it?
Yeah.
Lakshagraha. So
Lakshagraha,
this
yeah.
palace was made with lak. It's a metal, or
It wasn't made of. It was made of molten wax.
yeah. So this material actually catches fire very fast.
easily.
Okay, just a little spark is enough for this whole palace to burn down to ashes. And they had gone with Mother Kunti. Mother Kunti was also there with the 5 Pandavas, and they wanted to actually wash out the entire family with the mother along. Can you imagine? So this is Atatai, okay? This is a kind of an aggressor. So they did this also. Okay, we've covered 2. Third one is?
One who attacks with deadly weapon.
Yes, one who attacks with deadly weapon in battle. Is there any?
He, I think, killed his son.
Yeah, so they've always, like this war, before this war also, so many times, they tried to attack the Pandavas, right?
One more.
One who attacks with deadly weapons. The 4th one is